Ross Hardy, Inkjet Cards Technical Support, and we're here to help you with your IPF waste tanks. Now, they come in many different sizes, and they come in many different platforms. All right, this is the most common. There's also on the older IPFs, there's a flat dish type, but irregardless, we do have chips for them if you get locked out. Now, the older printers, IPF 8400, 9400, and earlier, you can reset them through service mode. We'll show you that later. Which means the old chip is good and the new chip is good. So don't ever throw away the chips you remove. The newer chips on the printers like the Pro 4000, 2000, and so on, take an MC30 chip, and that's a programmable chip. It has to be removed, sent to us, or to someone else who can reprogram it to make it good again. It's a single use chip. But that's not what we're going to discuss here today. What we're going to discuss here today is how to repack this waste tank and also how to remove the chip. Now, we do sell a repack kit. It's only $6.25. And that repack kit is going to allow you to change out the guts of the cartridge. So, that being said, there's a couple of tools you may or may not need. You probably are going to need some gloves. You're probably going to need to provide those gloves and or a waste can with a liner in it. Anything you pull is not going to be juicy. There are some detents in certain places on this cartridge that you do have to override. So it's a good idea to have a couple of screwdrivers. It's also a good idea to have like a butter knife, all right, and or a way to defeat these built-in locks at the same time. Um, Work them up and out so you can remove the entire top. Now, some of them have little detents in other places too, and some of the older tanks even have screws. So it's a good idea to have Phillips head, flat blade, and other tools available so that you can defeat this lid and start working it up. It's also a good idea to put your gloves on. Now, once you do start working it up, you'll see that it's coming apart. Now, on these little slots here, it's a different guy involved. That flashlight would be nice. Here, shine it down in there. Okay, these guys have a tang underneath that has to be released. And once you pop those two little lever latches there on both sides, the entire lid comes off like that. It's a good idea to wash these items in the sink, and it's also a good idea to examine the contents. Is your pad really ready to be changed? Okay? Now, if you do look at it, you can see that our pad needs to be changed, and we usually cut them in strips. And I would go ahead and change these guys. I wouldn't flip them over. So it'd be a good idea to go ahead and just dump the contents. If you do wash everything out, make sure you take the chip off first. Okay? Don't wash the chip. All right? So remove the chip. You'll need a small Phillips head screwdriver. So we'll come back after we, well, actually we can just dump the contents now and repack it. And then while I have somebody work on getting me repack material, I'll go ahead and show you how to do the chip. So you need a small number 1 Phillips, and basically if your chip is not reading maximum capacity already and giving you an error code, then you can reset it on everybody except the MC30. Okay, so it's not necessary to remove the chip on anybody that's not showing completely capped out. Now, there is a chip here, and you can see where it is. You'll need a razor knife like an X-Acto or a number 1 flat bladed screwdriver, and you basically just pry it up and off of the chip holder. You will see once you lift the back end that it has a notch in the front end right here, and you should then push the chip back. However, it is glued with adhesive strips so that it doesn't move on you. So it's kind of important to do this carefully and cleanly. You want to push on each edge until it starts walking back. Now, once you've got it walked back, make sure it doesn't go back in the hole when you push forward, and lift it on the back end, and then basically you're going to disengage it and knock it out. Do not throw it away. Do not throw it away. I'm going to have somebody repack this tank for me with scissors and with our repack material kit, and then we'll show you what it looks like. In the meantime, I'm going to go ahead and put a new chip right here, and this is how they'll look when they're coming to you on this chip holder. Do not lose your screw. We do not provide the screw. On the back side of the chip, there's going to be release tape, and you're going to just remove it like so. Then you're going to orient this chip, and you're going to make sure those gold contacts are going in first, and you're going to slide it in. You're going to slide it in as far as you can. And make sure that it hits that little bumper and goes underneath. So it's important that you catch those 2 little fronts in there first and roll it down. Once those guys are in there, then you can snap her all together and you're going to be fine. Alright? Now, as far as the chip and the chip holder, it's important to put it back on there the correct way, even. And basically, you're putting it in upside down. You're going to put your screw in and start it. And with your Phillips head screwdriver, you're going to go ahead and seat the chip. Make sure the chip floats afterwards from side to side. And there you go. You're going to want to use and save the old chip in the same holder that we provided you with, because it is still good and can be reset on everybody except the MC30. And outside of that, we'll show you putting this tank in later and showing you that it'll be 100% full capacity, and then we'll show you how to reset it at that same video location. And this is Ross Hardy with Inkjet Cards Tactical Support, and thank you for your business.